be discussing linear equations, and linear equations are going to be equations that represent the graph of a line. So there are a variety of ways that we can write our linear equations or equations of lines. The most common or most useful is going to be slope-intercept form, and slope-intercept form is going to be written in the form y equal mx plus b. Now, if you remember from our last unit, m is going to represent our slope, and b is going to be what's called our y-intercept. And the y-intercept is where our graph crosses the y-axis. And the y-axis is, again, the vertical axis. So we know that our m is our slope and our b is our y-intercept. So we have two variables left, and these are y and x. And y and x are going to be variables that are constant in our equation. And they're going to represent our ordered pairs that exist on our line. And they exist on our line in the form of x comma y. Point or coordinate. On a line. So if we're given the equation in slope-intercept form of line as y equal 2x plus 3, and we want to know what the slope, what the m is, and what the b, what the y-intercept is. So our slope is whatever number is beside of our x, so in this case that's going to be 2. And our b, our y-intercept, is that value, that constant that doesn't have a variable beside of it. In this case it's 3. What if instead I have an equation in the form y equal 4 plus 5x? So in this case, does this resemble our slope-intercept form of our equation, y equal mx plus b? So in this case, it doesn't, because notice that our variable that is beside of our x, our 5, isn't in this first spot. So we need to rearrange this, and this is possible due to the commutative property, in the form of y equal 5x plus 4. So now we can identify that our slope is going to be 5, and our y-intercept is going to be 4. Alright, so I've written 3 equations for you guys to try on your own. So go ahead, take a few seconds, around 10 seconds, pause the video if you need more time, and tell me what the slope and the y-intercept of all of these equations are. So for our first equation, y equal 2x plus 4, our slope is going to be 2, because that's the number beside of our x, and our y-intercept is going to be 4. So we have a slope, an m of 2, and a y-intercept, a b of 4. For our second equation, we have y equal 1/3 x minus 6. So our slope in this case is going to be, the number beside of our x is 1/3, so the entire fraction, 1/3, is going to be our slope, and our b is going to be a negative 6. And our last equation, y equal 5x minus 2, our m, our slope, is going to be 5, and our y-intercept, our b, is going to be negative 2. Let's look at an example of an equation in which we don't have it in slope-intercept or y equal mx plus b form. So let's look at 5x plus y equal 9. So in this case, is it written in our form y equal mx plus b? Well, notice that in this equation, our y is on the same side as our x's. So we can't allow that to happen if we want it to be in our y equal mx plus b form. So in order to get our equation 5x plus y equal 9 into slope-intercept or y equal mx plus b form, we're going to have to use some algebraic manipulation to isolate this y, because we want our y to be by itself. So in order to do this, we're going to subtract 5x from both sides of the equation, and we get y equal negative 5x plus 9. And in this case, our slope, our m, is going to be negative 5, and our y-intercept, our b, is going to be 9. So we have three equations again written here, and I want to identify my slope and my y-intercept of each of these equations. So again, take a few seconds to work those out. If you need more time, pause the video. So our first equation, y equal to 2x plus 7. This is written in slope-intercept form, so we can easily identify that our slope is our number beside of our x, which is 2, and our y-intercept is going to be 7. For our second equation, it's not written in slope-intercept form, but we can just switch these numbers around, so we get y is equal to 3x plus 5, and from there we can identify that our slope is 3, and our y-intercept is 5. Our third equation is a little bit trickier because we have an equation where we don't have it in slope-intercept form, so we're going to have to isolate this y. So in order to start by isolating this y, we're going to have to subtract 2x from both sides, leaving us with 4y equal negative 2x plus 8. And now we want to get our y by itself and have only one y, so we're going to have to divide everything by 4. Our 4's are going to cancel out here, leaving us with 1y, and our negative 2 over 4 is going to simplify to negative 1/2 x, and 8 over 4 is going to be 2. So our slope in this case is negative 1/2, and our y-intercept is going to be 2. The last thing we're going to discuss is the equations of horizontal and vertical lines. So as we can recall from our last unit, a horizontal line has a slope of 0, so an equation for a horizontal line is going to look like y equal 0x plus 4. And so this can just be written as anything times 0 is going to be 0, so we can just write this as y equal 4. So anytime that you don't have an x-coordinate and you have a y-coordinate, you have a horizontal line. So vertical lines have an undefined slope. So in this case, these lines are going to be written in terms of x. So they're going to be written in the form of x equal 4.